whenever you're trying to accomplish something in life, what is something that you always lean on to help you get through?
What Nike say, just do it.
Is that it though?
That's it for me. I do it. I'm a doer. You just have to do it. You got to dive in.
When you're going through the process though, is this something that allows you to push through? What do you do that helps you push through?
Being positive, having a great outlook, knowing that I have a purpose. So
Yeah.
whatever I'm going to do from this point forward, it's already has its own plan and the divine energy set around it for me to take care of that.
Right.
So I can dive head first into something and know that I'm going to fail. Actually, I like the fact of not to be a failure, but to fail and know that I can get back up and
That's how you learn.
take on task. Yeah.
What about for you, Drew?
Well, I think it all comes down to whenever you're trying to accomplish something, I think it's just more so that internal fire. I don't think I'll lean on something per se, you know what I'm saying? So it's more so lean on something when you go through the hard times.
Right.
When it comes to reaching the finish line, it's not really a lean. Like the approach is different. It's more so of a desire to accomplish set goals, like internal fire, more so.
But for example, when I was doing the sales, I was doing sales for some time. Something that they always preach is positive thinking.
You need it.
Yeah, it allows you to actually think on a different frequency.
When you go into any environment, if you go into any field or anything that you're doing in life and you have a negative outlook on anything, your brain is basically poisoned.
Yeah.
With that. So
I
if you
agree.
like Ali, I'm pretty sure that people would believe like, yo, he's the prettiest dude on the earth, but he said it so much and he believed it so much. Now you have to believe it. And I fly like a butterfly and I sting like a bee. Mm-hmm. So you repeat that and you believe what you are, and you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. And that's my belief behind that. But for me, I think it's more so sprinkling that onto others, because sometimes others need that pickup, but they don't see what's in store for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we living in a world where everything is right in front of you. It's on a day-to-day basis. But everybody around you, what's no point of you coming up and everybody else staying right here? You know what I'm saying? You want everybody to be with you. And that's just not everybody that's in your circle. That's everybody that you come across. If you spread that love on a day-to-day basis, you're going to get that back 10 times over.
It's reciprocated, right?
Yep.
So, this is interesting because I was thinking about it, positive thinking definitely has its effect, and it translates into how you produce or perform or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. So there's individuals in this world who tend to have a more pessimistic standpoint or a more, a lot of pessimist people, borderline realist. Mm-hmm. They're kind of like in the same boat. Pessimist people and realistic people, realist. So when I think about that concept, there's I know some pessimistic people that they're pretty successful. And
I think there's nothing worse than a pessimistic person.
Now, for your energy, right?
I agree.
Well, why is that?
Because it's your outlook. If you sitting here, the reality is already distorted from the world that we live in. Mm-hmm. And if I'm sitting here and I'm telling you, yo, we gonna do this, and we gonna be great at this, and we gonna move mountains to get to where we need to go, and then you got somebody on the sideline talking about, well, it's really not gonna happen like that. This is what's gonna happen. Yo, that energy that you're speaking right now, we on two different wavelengths. You need to go that away with that. So when you are speaking that positive energy, the universe starts to speak back to you. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we do is on a vibrational wavelength.
Exactly.
So those vibrations have to be picked up. And a pessimist, I think, has, the reality, we are aware of that. So it's what's understood don't need to be spoke about.
So it's safe to say that we all feel you're optimist, right?
Very optimistic.
You as well, Jimmy?
Yeah.
I'm going to the moon next year.
You feel like you're optimistic, right? You're optimist. So for those that are more realist, right? Because realists tend to be more along the lines of pessimistic. For those people that are of that kind of mind state, more glass half empty than half full, right? Do you feel that maybe their level of success or maybe their level of production could be higher if they were to alter that mind state to a more positive way of thinking?
I believe so. I think that they could be.
Or does it come down to be a form of, hey, if you're nice at what you do, if you're talented at what you do, then regardless of the mind state, you're going to produce if you have the skills or the ability?
Well, that's all on a monetary. If you're like producing, getting the skill, and you're good at what you're doing. But as far as what you got going on a personal level,
okay,
it's different ways to attack this positive energy.
Yeah, so now we're taking it in a different direction
because
I'm more so thinking from a professional standpoint at this point, because he used sales as an example when he was in that industry, so I'm more so thinking from like a production standpoint in your life. Now from a now you take it to the personal gear.
So I think the ones that are the pessimists and they're so realist and you're so good at your career and you got all this money, those be the individuals that have the money, but then they prove to you that money does not make you happy. Because they don't.
I've seen it, firsthand.
Because they're not aware of what's around them.
Mm-hmm. And that's more so from the personal life standpoint, right? Not really from the ability to be successful and produce. In the professional environment, with having a non-positive way of thinking, more of a pessimistic way of thinking.
Absolutely.
And then again, it may be successful in their field. However,
that's what I'm talking about. Just straight.
Right.
Because remember you mentioned like sales as an example. So I'm talking from a professional standpoint, not really from life well-being standpoint. Now we can transition to that, life well-being standpoint.
From a professional standpoint, you can have somebody that's just good or been given a certain plateau, and they're total just Debbie Downers.
But don't they drain the energy of those around them?
They do.
They be mad pessimistic and glass half empty and go out there and produce, and then everybody else around them is just like, ugh.
You know why?
My energy's done.
You know why? You know why? Because when you surround yourself with someone that's a pessimist, your positive energy. I'm a pessimist. When I see you, all that negative shit that I got going on in my life, I'm gonna dump it right on you for the day. Boom.
Or not even
and
negative.
Then I'm gonna go about my day and be mad cool.
That transfer of energy,
crap.
Right? That
That's
transfer of energy.
That's what it is. A transfer of energy.
Whether they hate what they're doing, they hate the company, or they hate the profession, they hate the field. They'll hate it all day, but still be there, every damn day of the week. Hating it every day of the week, right? Meanwhile, they just transferred all that energy onto you. Yeah, that transfer of energy is real in this world. Yeah. That's something that, as I've grown older and older, transfer of energy is very important to me. I feel like that right there can really make or break how you feel.
Any relationship.
Oh, definitely any relationship.
Anything, any friendship, co-workers, whatever you got. If that energy is not on point, it's a virus.
It is. So let me ask you guys something then. When friends, when friends call you, right? And friends, everybody has friends we all have friends in this world that, you vent, you talk about things and you just get your life out. And, do you feel like you have to withhold a certain amount of vent time to keep your positive energy intact?
No. It depends on the individual.
Yeah.
Because one of you can vent and I'm all ears. And my job, remember, is not just my positive energy.
Yeah.
But it's to help you out and
as a
give
friend.
you that positive energy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I can hear what you're saying. And at the end of what I'm hearing, I'm going to try to end it on a positive note. So then that way you can, whatever you have going on at that moment, you can see things in a different aspect.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Agreed.
Yeah.
Facts.
As a friend, I think that's what your role is.
Yeah.
As a true friend,
That's what
I should say.
Agreed. That's what true
Now,
friends
we got
do.
people out here, like I had some chick at work the other day. She was like, she came at me and she was like, one of the managers, this, that, and the third. I looked up and I was like, time for me to get out of here. I don't even want to hear what she got going on.
Now that's the worst, right?
She gonna ruin my whole day.
Now that's the worst, when it's people you don't really rock with to that degree and they try to dump and unload all that
that's
going
different.
on.
That's
oh
different.
man, that's when you got to just find the back door exit for real, because you cannot deal with that.
She stepped away to get some pretzels. As soon as she went to get some pretzels, I was gone. I had the Batman smoke. I said, poof.
You didn't even say bye, nothing.
Nope,
You just put your hands in your pocket, spin around, and get to go in the other
I
direction.
had my headphones in like this.
For real. Yeah, it's always the people at work that try to come in and unload all that energy on you, you know? Oh, man, that's very true.
But being positive, definitely.
Yeah, I just feel like you can't really be truly be happy if you're not positive. If you're not a positive person.
That energy will be
Some people like to live in that Rumpelstiltskin world, though.
It's crazy.
Some people like to wallow in that
Harbor.
world. Yeah, some people
That
live in that
energy.
world. Yeah, some people live in that snarly world, and they're okay with it. You know,
You ever been around people like that?
of course,
I don't
You
know
feel the
anybody
energy
like
right
that.
away, or is it just
definitely.
me?
Oh yeah, I know people like that.
I don't surround myself with them. I know
Nah,
of
me
them,
neither.
but I don't.
I know people like that.
Yeah, that's
Without a
Off
doubt.
gossip and
I know
You know
people
what I'm
like
saying?
that. That's just their energy, you know, like that's just the way they are. They're just snarly, you know, mad snarly. But you know, there's a lot of old people like that too. To be real with you,
that's really
no, the old people like
Majority.
that. Old people like that just because with time in life.
they're just tired of
yeah,
people.
dealing with certain things. It's like, yo, I don't have the patience for it. That's all.
Look
that
at
is.
us, all young and optimistic. Let's see 30 years from now.
Sitting up here like Clint Eastwood.
They probably looking at us. Look at these youngies. Yeah, for real. Like Gran Torino style. What was that movie called again?
I think that's the name
Yeah,
of it.
Gran Torino style.
Super miserable.
Come to my front door.
Get off my line.
Call the people zipper heads and all that. Nah, for real. Things change though. You know, 30 years from now, let's see.
Oh man.
hopefully not though, man.
Yeah, nah. I don't think I could be that way. I'll probably die young if I have that kind of mentality.
Yep.
I weigh energy too heavy on my body, so y'all see me
Me
ball,
too.
I'll be looking mad washed
Got
up.
bags.
So, but-
I gotta be happy.
So check. Speaking on a positive note, right? So you could be positive, but for instance, I want to give a big shout out to my wife, Terica, for supporting everything that I do, because you could be positive, but if the people that's in your immediate circle don't support you, I think that could be very damaging to your positivity.
Yes, but you know that's a part of life because, like, what did Jay say in that one song about his uncle that he was rapping around his uncle and his uncle was like, you ain't gonna do nothing with that, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So sometimes, man,
That's a fuel to your fire.
sometimes you know, yeah, the people closest to you just don't see your vision, or even if they don't see the vision, they just might not be able to support it.
Right.
So it's a blessing if you have someone that's in your inner circle who is just, how can I say? I don't want to say blind faith, but just so supportive of you as a person that regardless of what your endeavors are,
That
they
is a
will
blessing.
support you. That's
Yeah.
a blessing, you know.
You
But
don't
some-
find that. You don't find that like that. Most
No.
people are just stuck in their ways, you know. So to actually come across someone who's actually supporting you and being positive.
And it's funny you mentioned that. It's just yesterday I was having a conversation with my sister-in-law, and she was speaking about how there's certain individuals who aren't supportive of
Right.
her dreams, but my brother always has been. And she actually said that just last night. So it's interesting you bring that up because it's definitely a well-deserved kudos to give to your wife for that. Because
Absolutely.
it helps you be more ambitious about your dreams when you know
It's
the
true.
person that you love dearly is just as supportive for you as you feel.
Let me ask you a question.
That's a beautiful thing.
If you had a spouse, right, and you didn't agree with something that they wanted to do, would you still support them?
It depends. It depends on what it is.
If I didn't agree and they move forward, yes, it does depend.
On what
But
it is.
ultimately, yes. That's really circumstantial. But as long as it's nothing that's detrimental to our well-being and
Okay,
our
that's what I was
family,
gonna say.
then yes, I will support you. Even if I think it's not
And-
the best idea.
Right,
As
okay.
long as it's not detrimental. Because if you've made the decision to move forward with it, I don't want to be a downer and dragging you down
Right.
while you're doing it. At least let me be on your side while you're doing it. Now, I'm going to have that discussion with you prior to making the decision. And based upon how this discussion goes, if you choose to move forward, okay, so be it. I'm going to still support you. I'm not going to be in the background like, fail, told you so.
Right.
It's not going to happen. Bad move. I mean,
Ooh,
I'm not going
that
to be that
sounds so
person. Yeah,
nasty.
I'm not going to be that
People like
person.
that? Ah, man.
Well, if a person's not supporting it, then what are they doing?
yeah, right.
Well, if they're not verbally,
You're not gonna make it.
if they're
You're
not
gonna do
supporting
this.
it-
This is not. Oh man.
nowadays, mums isn't the word. Mums ain't the word. There's no, if you have nothing good to say, then say nothing at all. That doesn't exist. Most of the time, if they're not supporting it, the minute they have a chance to say something negative about it,
They
they
doing
will.
it, yeah.
They will. Yeah, they might be quiet on it until the argument comes. Then the words are going to come out, you know? What about you guys? Would you still support if your spouse chose to go into an endeavor that you don't fully agree with?
I agree with you 100% as long as it doesn't
detrimental.
This is not detrimental to our household.
Yeah.
And then yeah. At that point, it's not detrimental. Then what you blocking for?
Then what are you blocking for, right?
Yeah. So you pretty much summed it up. If I
Yeah.
was to go against that,
Sure
then I'd
enough.
be an asshole.
True enough. Then what are you blocking for? Yeah. Now you got a personal issue.
Yeah.
Are you just a hater? Like, like what's going on here?
You
Yeah.
know, sometimes
That's true.
Sometimes when you want to accomplish a goal, you got to put yourself out there. You get what I'm saying? And
course.
sometimes they may support you, but they may be insecure. You get
Oh,
what I'm saying?
definitely. That's where it comes from most of the time.
Exactly. So I think a lot of the time, communication is key on that. But yeah, like you said, man, like just to come across someone who's positive, that's
Well, yeah, you just hit it dead on the nail, Jim, with what you said. If you're not doing something that's detrimental to your well-being and the family's well-being in the household, and the only reason they'll hate on it is just because of personal insecurity.
Right.
You hit it dead on the nail, right? Personal insecurity. So when dealing with that, there's nothing you can do because that's within that individual.
exactly.
You can't bring that security to that person. That's within them. That's something they're harboring.
There's nothing we can do for individuals that has insecurities.
Yes, you can do reassurance to a certain degree.
Okay.
But to a certain degree. But if a person has internal insecurities, we can't fix other people. We can only help and assist other people. So you can tell somebody something till they're blue in the face. You can reassure them as much as you want. But if that's internal within them, you're not going to change that for them. They have to make that full belief that they want to change that. And you're just supporting that belief.
Okay.
You're supporting that theory that they want to change in their mind, you know?
Or
Yeah. A lot of people deal with that, though. I think that stops a lot of people from chasing their dreams, actually.
it's true.
That stops a lot of people from trying to pursue certain things in life that they never were able to do or wanted, that they wanted to do and never, step forward to do it.
But besides that, I think fear is the fear of rejection and the fear of loss and the fear of failure is one of the main reasons why people don't pursue their dreams.
Yeah, you know what? That's true, too. But you know what's funny? Like, in all honesty, rejection is inevitable. Failure is inevitable, right?
Mm-hmm.
But don't you feel much more powerful within yourself if you fail and you have someone to go to that says it's okay?
Yeah,
Then
Absolutely.
to have
Always.
someone that's going to be like, well,
I told you.
I told you, or you should,
Oh,
or
man.
to mock you or ridicule you for, or if they never from the jump gave you that fuel. You know what I'm saying? If you knew their energy was already like that, and then you do fail, you know what's even harder than the failure? Facing that failure to that person that you wanted that support from.
You know what's harder than the failure?
Mm.
The win or the job well done and getting no recognition for it, especially from your immediate circle.
Very true. Very true.
Like you can go
But,
out here and do certain things and let's say you win a championship or something, and then you come home and then you got the trophy on the table and
you excited?
and then they just go home and everybody just go to sleep. You be like,
Word.
wait, hold on.
That's true.
well, what do you want?
No,
What do you want? Do you want the success or do you want the glory?
it's not the glory as far as the world goes. It's just I'm saying when you have people that's within your immediate
Within your
circle,
household, right.
Within your household, within your friends, within your family, those people are the ones that you expect to have in your corner. If you do something good, yo, Drew, you know what? That was real dope, man. Man, that's really inspirational. I like what you did. Keep up the good work. You know what I'm saying? That,
Well, you know what? Can you give me some real examples of that? Because to be honest with you,
I'm gonna give you, for instance, my wife cook. I go to her like, yo, baby, I really appreciate this meal. Thank you for cooking. You know what I'm saying? I could not say nothing and be accustomed to getting this food, but not show my appreciation.
oh, okay, I get what you're saying now as far as
Yeah.
appreciation and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But that's something. That's okay. That's not really the same thing.
But it's the same thing as
No,
far as
it's
I
not.
appreciate what you've
All right,
done
so let me
for our
explain.
family. Like,
Let me
if
explain
you're-
to you why it's not really the same thing. It's not really the same thing. If your wife cooks a meal for you, that is something she's doing for you as a loving gesture. So yes, showing appreciation is due. We're talking about you accomplishing something that you want to do. Yes, in most accomplishments, the tail end, like the additional things to it is the people around you benefit too.
Benefit, yeah.
But so let me get the thought out. you gave an example of someone doing directly for you. Yes, that's an appreciation.
Yeah.
But you going and accomplishing something for yourself,
Yeah.
where for that person, there's really nothing in it for them,
No.
whether or not there is or isn't.
But like you just said, when
two
it's
different things.
No, but
You
like
know what I'm saying?
What you just said, when they're getting the tail end of it, if I go out and let's say I go to school and I get a doctor's degree, and that's for me.
Yeah.
But at the end, that degree is going to open up doors that was never able to be open for my household. and my
Okay, so
family.
that's the thing.
So you can show that.
But at the
you
end
know
of
what,
the
baby,
day-
I really appreciate you getting this and going that extra mile and doing that. Like, to hear that.
No. But see, here's the thing. I'm talking about accomplishing things. You're looking at it for when you. All right. For instance, when you do something, right, you could do something that's your goal to accomplish, right?
Yeah.
Now, in you accomplishing that goal, that person might not receive a direct benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? They might also receive a benefit from it adversely, right? They might also receive it, right? Because nothing could take that goal away from you. So give an example. Say you go and you become a doctor, right? You become a doctor, you're making a ton of money. That's your money at the end of the day. Yes, you bring it to the household, but if you and your wife separate, that's not her money anymore. Only through alimony or
That
through
was
child
really your
support.
dream.
It's really your dream.
Yeah.
That person is not looking at it like that dream for them is going to be a come up for me. No.
Nah.
Then that's the fake stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm
No.
saying that that's really your dream at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying?
I understand.
So, like, I've never seen a situation, because most of the time when people don't support you and then you make it, it'd be those same people that don't support you that be quick to congratulate you in the long run, because now they see your actual dreams come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really see most people when you do make it not congratulate. They do congratulate most of the time. So I think what you're talking about is a little different. Like, there's a appreciation and then there's congratulations.
Yeah.
It's kind of different in my opinion. Just
No,
as,
it is.
you know,
It
when
is.
I
It
hear
is.
it, you know.
I think as far as a congratulations stance point, those are from outsiders. An appreciation will become from the insiders. You know what I'm saying? Because I can do something that you could think can be worthy of congratulating me, but then from inner circle, if you showed your appreciation toward it, then you can decode that and just say you for instance, you're a great, awesome dad. I'm like, yo, do I really appreciate, you know what I'm saying, you stepping up to the plate and being the father that you are. That has nothing to do with me at all.
Yes.
But I also feel like that appreciation pushes you.
To me, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off, Jimmy.
No, I'm just saying that what he's saying is that appreciation is what fuels you at times. So it's nice to have it, especially from your inner circle. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
that's
See that that's a form of, and I don't consider that appreciation. I say that more like that's more of like a kudos, a congratulation. You know what I'm saying? To me, when I think of the word appreciation, I think of appreciation means that I value something that I value something that you're doing that I can benefit from. That's the way I look at appreciation. I have appreciation for
that
it.
doesn't have to be. That doesn't have to be what I get something from.
Well, that's just how I look at the term appreciation. When you use the word appreciation, that's the way I view that word in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Anything else to me is different terminology used for it.
'Cause,
You know?
I mean,
but
I
I get
could-
the concept. You're right about that, though. That's a person straight up showing true good faith and saying, yo, I support you.
And that's what he's saying. Cause
Props to you. Yeah.
Or you could appreciate the person for who they are. Like, yo, I appreciate the person that you are. Not necessarily because you're benefiting from anything they're doing, but yo, I appreciate you for being who you are and carrying yourself the way that you're doing, the way that you do, and the example you set for the children. You get what I'm saying? So I do see that though.
Yeah.
I definitely see that.
There was something I wanted to double back on because it was very interesting when we brought it up. You brought it up initially with the chasing your dreams, and the failure and the things like that. People scared of failure and all that. But there was something I seen not too long ago. It's a very popular motivational speaker. His name is Gary. It's hard for me to pronounce his last name. So if I screw it up, Vaynerchuk, something like that is his name, right? Very popular motivational speaker. And I never forget seeing a segment where he's in a college talking to some kids. And he says, hey, you want to pursue a certain field, a certain degree, or whatever the case may be. And he's like, hey, if your parents don't agree with you, do me a favor. Don't listen to them. He's like, don't listen to them now to avoid having animosity towards them and resentment towards them later. Because a lot of times that's what happens. Parents, figures in your life will try to deter you from doing certain things that you want to do, you know, and tell you that it's not really the route to go.
All right, okay.
Nah, that's a fact.
For me, remember what you said. If it's not detrimental, if it's not, as a parent, if it's not detrimental to your health and your well-being, then I don't have the right to deter you from that.
Yeah, and that's a very open-minded way of thinking.
It is.
Things.
Like
it's very good, but not a lot of parents aren't like that.
Like for me, my son, I would never, not, I can't say allow because he can do what he want, but he would never have my blessings to go box or play football or do anything of that nature because I know the damage that it does.
The repercussion.
Thing, but what if that's his dream?
Let him finish.
Like I said,
finish getting your thought out.
He's his own man.
Yeah.
He's gonna do what he wants to do, but he's gonna know that you don't have my blessings. I'm not watching no games.
All right, so think about that. Think about what you just. So think about what you just said.
Yeah.
The difference of your son wanting to, and I agree because speaking personally at children as well, especially if I had, I have girls. If I had boys, I would not want them to box or play football at all. Anything that's going to cause any brain damage. But think about this, though. Think about this. You saying that you wouldn't go to anything. You wouldn't this, you wouldn't. And say that is what he really wants to do.
Go right ahead.
Do you think how much further he can go with having your blessing as opposed to not having your blessing?
Go further where? Within the industry that I don't want him to be in?
Yes.
I don't care. I don't want you to be here. That's me.
But what if he's going to do it anyway?
Oh, well, do it. Do it on your own accord.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying to you.
All right.
Do it on your own accord. Have y'all seen Creed 2? Have y'all seen Creed 2 as yet?
Not yet. No.
This actually happened in that movie. But it's funny you said that.
Yeah, do it on your own accord.
Do it on your own accord. But flip sided, right? Think about different classes of people, right? There's that family where Johnny comes from a long family of lawyers, doctors. And Johnny says, well, I don't want to do that. I want to be a freelance photographer.
Support Johnny.
Okay, because you don't feel. Now, here's why certain families, they won't support Johnny. Because freelance photographers don't make money. There's no money in that. There's no 401k in that. There's no stability in that. So in different walks of life and different families, they experience it their own way, whether it's something like sports or whether it's something like just somebody who's breaking the norm of the family tradition. The concept, though, is that imagine that person that wants to break the norm, if they have the support, how much further could they go in breaking the norm? If they had the support of the persons to fuel them more, to push further. You know what I'm saying?
For the people that's like that, you can't tie money into happiness. So if we got a bunch of lawyers here and you want to be a freelance photographer and that's what makes you happy, who knows that this is not going to pay good? You don't know that. You don't know what kind of doors this is going to open up for me. So like I said, if it's not going to harm you, then do I really have a say for you not to do it? You got to live and you got to learn. If it don't work out for you and you see that it's not going to pay your bills, you know that I supported you. Now on to the next thing.
So you have that stance for that, but not that stance for other things. So it's just kind of circumstantial to what it is.
So you're saying it just can't be detrimental
to your health.
Detrimental.
Because as a parent, your child's well-being is priority number one.
And you know what? I had to be honest with you. That's a tough. I got girls, so I don't have to face that scenario. Right. But that's a tough one for me. If I had boys, like seriously, if I had boys, would I want them to get into certain sports like that? Because man, I mean, it could open up a ton of doors for you. Because you really, let's be real. It's called, but let's be real. God's gift, bro. Like for instance, you really could have God's gift to be really talented at the sport, and it might not take you to the NFL, but it might take you to college. It might get you a 4-year degree, and that might be the only way you get it, because you might not be able to get it into that college without that scholarship. You might not. You know how sometimes people are really good at something because they suck at everything else.
Yeah.
And you feel void that's something you're really good at. You don't make it as something else. Now you're just trying to makeshift something as a passion. But if you dodge that passion, so it's like if I had a boy, that would be a real struggle. Because what if the kid is really, really talented?
Yeah. Earlier we were talking about the boxing. Everybody feels a blow, right? Even a pity pass that you said Fury was throwing.
Yeah.
So your brain is the most your brain and your heart are the most valuable parts of your body. So to say I'm going to get the degree but put my brain in jeopardy. Or I'm going to get this, put my brain in jeopardy. You're a dummy.
And that's the crazy thing about it. Because look at it.
To me, it's not worth
you have two ends, but see, you have two ends of the spectrums. You have the Andre Wards, the Floyds. Andre Ward retired at the top of his career, pound for pound the best. And he cited as a reason for his retirement is he wanted to walk away from the game clean. He wanted to set a trend for new fighters to see this is the angle you can take. You don't have to leave this ring stuttering and not being able to put sentences together. You can make your millions, stake your claim, and walk away clean. And he walked away at the top of the game. So you have those ends of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you something though. I've thought about this so much.
It's called risk management.
Risk management. I've thought about this. Yes, smart risk management. So I thought about this so much. I've literally thought this through. If I have a son, and by say 4th or 5th grade, he likes to play sports, and he ain't out there getting 4 interceptions or getting 100 yards, you out of there, son. You ain't got the gift, boy. If you got the gift, all right, keep going. But if you out there getting your head bust, getting knocked around in 5th grade, nah, little man, it's time for you to go.
But they can still develop.
It's hard work,
Drew.
Yeah, it's hard work.
It's hard work.
You just gotta
Let me tell you something. Most kids,
Yeah.
let's be real. I don't watch enough sports. Most kids who got some skills, you see it. And you see it early. It don't take, by the time you 5th grade, you about 12, you could tell, oh, okay, little man got some skills here. He has something here. He ain't out here just running around little bobblehead, getting knocked down, pushed around. He out here breaking people. And
some kids are naturally talented, but I think the work ethic is what separates the great from the good. You get what I'm saying? So
the work ethic, right? When the talent is there. And one thing I know is that talent ain't popping up at age 15.
I think if somebody
talent shows early too.
In something in sports especially, I think you have to start young. You know what I'm saying? You just can't start at 15 and expect to make it.
For the most part, yeah. For the most part. But for the most part,
unless you're just super big.
No, for the most part, because you have like the Joel Embiids and those guys. They don't start playing basketball until they're 13 years old.
I think the work ethic is what actually trumps the talent, man. Because if somebody just
work ethic outbeats talent when talent is not working hard. But if you can have a kid that goes to practice and busts his tail, and when he gets on that field, he's still getting knocked around because he doesn't have the ability that the other kids have. Good effort, A for trying, but hey, let's redirect this to basketball.
Put that boy in the gym.
You know what I'm saying? Let's redirect this to tennis. There's other things we can do. When it comes to football, that sport, you got to show me something. I'll give you 3 good years. If you don't show me nothing in 3 years, you're out of here. Because it's dangerous. Boxing as well.
Yeah, boxing.
You like boxing?
Football.
All right, you better win me some. You better show me some amateur wins.
Word.
You better string together 10 wins and some knockouts. If you out there getting punched around, talking about I'm gonna get better, nah, chill. We don't got the time to wait for that. We don't got it. That's just I really thought this through though. As always, thanks for tuning in. Another week in the books.
Hey, subscribe below. Hit the bell so you can get your notifications.
Definitely. We appreciate all the love as well, too.
Appreciate it from everybody.
Shout out to everybody that sticks with us, rocks with us.
Co. Definitely for sending in a shirt.
Sure.
If y'all have anything y'all want to send in, we definitely want to show love.
Yes, definitely. Just send it to the Instagram page, Doob and Drew Podcast. Yes. You'll see it. It's always up. Until then, peace.